Hey class! All right, now that you have listened to Domain 1, Lesson 7, which is called Dulce Domum Part 2, we're going to take some notes. I want you to be thinking about the theme of hospitality. Remember, a theme is a big idea that comes up many times over the course of a story, and hospitality means treating guests well and being warm, welcoming, and friendly toward them. So think back to the story and think of some examples of characters who showed hospitality and how they showed hospitality. So I reread this chapter, and the first one I noticed, the character that showed hospitality, interestingly enough, was Rat. Even though it wasn't Rat's home, it was Mole's home, Rat still showed hospitality, treating people warm and being welcoming. And what he did was he lit lamps and candles and started a warm fire. So even though he was not in his own home, he still was making Mole and himself feel warm and welcome in Mole's home by lighting candles and lamps and starting a warm fire. Now, if you need to catch up on the writing as I'm going through this, pause the video, catch up on the writing, and then start it again. All right, another character that showed hospitality was Mole. Think about how Mole showed hospitality in his home. Even though he was kind of mopey and kind of sad about how he didn't have food and he thought his house was a mess, he did at one point take Rat and show him around his home, and that's an example of hospitality. So I wrote, Mole showed Rat around his home. Okay, now another time, a little later in the story, both Rat and Mole showed hospitality. Who did they invite in? They had some guests that came to their door and they invited them in. Who were they? They were the field mice. So Rat and Mole invited the field mice into Mole's house. Another example of showing hospitality. Fourth one is Mole, and at the end of the story, Rat and Mole end up going to sleep in the home, and so that's an example of hospitality. Mole allowed Rat, forgot to capitalize that, Rat to sleep in his home. Now, if you have any other examples, you can go ahead and add them in that space at the bottom. Now, if you're not finished writing, pause the video, catch up on the notes, and then start it again. I'm going to show you how you can write your short write. All right, for your short write today, here is your question. How is the theme of hospitality demonstrated through the characters' actions in today's read aloud? Now notice characters is written plural. And so that means I want you to give me at least two examples. Two examples. So today's response is going to have two sentences. So it might start like this. Rat shows hospitality when... And then you can add on to that when he lit lamps and candles in Mole's house, when he invited the field mice into the home, okay, when he made dinner and made the meal for Mole. You could also say, you can add another sentence in, also, Mole shows hospitality when he showed Rat around his house, when he allowed Rat to spend the night. So in this short write, I want you to have two sentences, okay, of two different examples of hospitality. And they can start like this. Blank shows hospitality when, and then give the example. Also, Mole shows hospitality when, and then give another example. All right, here's your ELA assignment for today.